Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and my honey and we decided to go out and have a good time like we always do. We don't rely or just go out for Valentine or so-called special occasion. We go out all the time. We go dancing, we go to concerts, um, we go to the beach, we just go out and walk at the park. We always do things together. Go out and just have a drink once in a blue moon, ever, you know, so often. Once in a blue moon, actually. We'll go out to grab a bite, to eat something and sit down and people watch, that kind of thing. But we do these things all year round. We don't wait until so-called Valentine's Day to do these things with each other and for each other. We do kind deeds for each other and with each other all the time. So last night, like we always do, like we often do, we went out. Friday night, we both like to dance. We like live music, and that's what we went to one of our favorite Latin salsa place to oftentimes when we go there, we'll order pizza, and my honey will order some wine, and we'll just have a good time. So last time when we went there, I saw a large crowd, and I was wondering, why is this place so full tonight? And it didn't occur to me until like maybe 10 minutes after getting there that, duh, it was Valentine's Day. Now, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I decided to stop celebrating. I did for a number of years celebrate Valentine's Day. When my eyes were blinded and I didn't understand, life too much. So I just kind of went along with what everybody did. Celebrate Valentine's Day, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, all these holidays. And yes, spending money that I either didn't want to spend or didn't have to spend. Sometimes even hanging out with people that I didn't really care for, and they probably didn't care for me either. But doing it because everybody else is doing it. Now, for the past 8 years or so, I have gradually gotten rid of all those things. I don't celebrate the so-called Valentine's Day. I don't do Christmas. Certainly not the way that, most people do, the present giving and the present receiving and all of those things that I used to do for many years. When I moved to the United States, I kind of adopted their way of doing things because in my culture, in my country, Christmas was really a very holy holiday. And people would be going to church and doing such religious things. But here, that's not really what it's about. It's all about gift giving, gift receiving, and spending money that we don't have. So I gave that up. Now, what I've come to realize that Valentine's, Christmas, Easter, and all of those, they have nothing to do with religion, really. They are holidays that the the rich have kind of perfected, because they're the ones that own the stores and the businesses. And the whole idea of these holidays is that they want us to spend and spend and spend and spend and spend. That's what it is. They want us to spend. If you notice, when they talk about Christmas, they're always talking about how much money was spent for Christmas. And yesterday I was listening to something about Halloween, and they said it's a multi-billion-dollar business, that every year at least $18 billion are spent on Valentine stuff. Either the candy that's not good for us, the flowers, going out to eat, doing all kind of so-called special things for Valentine. And that day alone, that whole Valentine thing, because it's no longer a day. It's long before Valentine's Day and afterwards that they're getting us. That people are spending to the tune of $18 billion for Valentine's celebration every year. So it's all about consumerism, and somehow we, poor people, because we are poor people, get caught up and spend money that we don't have. I went to the supermarket the night before Valentine's, Thursday night, to pick up something, and I saw roses for $30 a bunch. There were balloons and flowers and all kinds of things there that people were picking up and spending money. And I know that many of these people, they really can't afford it. You know what I mean? And so the thing is that, why wait for once a year to spend all that money on your loved ones when you can cook a nice little dinner for your husband or for your wife and put some candles on the table and do nice things for them throughout the year? You can pick up some flowers throughout the year when they're not $30 a bunch. You know what I mean? And do nice things for your loved ones, your friends, whoever it is that you generally celebrate at Valentine's. Do it for them throughout the year, and don't wait for this holiday where you're spending a lot of money. You get caught up in the culture and people dictate to you when you should do these things for your loved ones and how much money you should spend. So I try not to get caught up in the culture and to have a mind of my own and make my own decisions and do my own research. The interesting thing is that so many Christians are just caught up with this Valentine thing. And when I did some research, I found out that this really is a holiday that originated from paganism, non-Christian religion. And so is Christmas, by the way. Christmas has nothing to do with Jesus. It's all about buying, selling, and consumerism and excess of everything. Excess eating, excess spending, excess revelry, excess of everything. Okay, so why don't we just take back our time and our money and not spend money and make the rich richer and us poorer, and have your own so-called Valentine throughout the year where you can honor your loved ones and do nice things for your loved ones for free. You imagine cooking some dinner or breakfast for your significant other and giving it to them in bed throughout the year. That's a lot more meaningful than Valentine. You know what I mean? Or setting up a little picnic table in your backyard and gather your family there and just have a really nice time. Or if you're near the beach, you go down to the beach and just have a nice time, and all of that is free. And you don't end up spending a lot of money on expensive dinners and expensive this and that for Valentine's Day. So I choose not to celebrate it. I'm trying my best not to let the culture dictate how I live my life, and to have a mind of my own. And that's why I have decided not to celebrate. That's one reason, actually, why I've decided not to celebrate this Valentine's and get caught up in the whirlwind, really, of these holidays and the spending and the craziness, and live my life on my own terms. Okay, so this beautiful flower, it's not red, but look how beautiful it is. And it's wild, by the way. I didn't plant it, it just sprang up in my yard. Well, a good thing would be to pull it up or cut it and give it to my significant other. I'm sure he would so appreciate it. And if he gave this to me, I would just be so grateful for this, because it's really the thought that counts, not the amount of money that we spend on gifts and goings out for each other. Okay, so love is patient, love is kind, and love is understanding and helping each other and working together as a team. Those are some of the virtues of love. Not spending a lot of money on flowers that die the next day, candy and expensive gifts that you can't even afford. There are many, many more, many better ways to show our loved ones that we love them, and it shouldn't be one day, it should be throughout the year. Okay, so I boycott Valentine's Day, and I boycott Christmas and all those holidays. I will live my life on my terms, not what the culture tells me is the right thing to do. So I'm learning to question things. Okay, take care. That's my thought.